Sri Lanka. The South Asian island nation in the Indian Ocean is known for its beauty. It's even more famous for its strategic location, historically linking trade between the East and the West. But where there's business, opportunities for crime and corruption flourish.
In 2016, the Sri Lankan government was a part of an international summit which looked to put anti-corruption at the global forefront.
Following the summit, TI Sri Lanka started tracking the promises made by their government to fight corruption. To do this, they use a website in line with the Global Anti-Corruption Tracker, a tool created to monitor governments' commitments all around the world. The Sri Lankan government pledged to work towards implementing the UN Convention Against Corruption, detect and reduce grant corruption, which is the abuse of high-level power, and protect victims and witnesses of corruption. In order to track progress on the UN Convention Against Corruption, TI Sri Lanka monitored the mandatory provisions. One of them pertains to public procurement.
TI's work on public procurement began through an awareness-raising campaign which was advertised on 3 local newspapers. Mentioning the role of National Procurement Commission was key in this campaign to collaborate with them.
The campaign led to better collaboration between those involved in Sri Lanka's procurement processes. In particular, it helped to bridge gaps between local and national systems. What is needed now is a transparent and unified system in Sri Lanka.
ජාතික මට්ටමේ ප්‍රසම්පාදන ක්‍රියාවලියක තියෙන පියවර අනුගමනය කරනට වඩා ඒගොල්ලන්ට පළාත් මට්ටමින් ඒක හොඳට පාලනය වෙන විදියට ප්‍රසම්පාදනයක් ක්‍රමයක් ක්‍රියාවලියක් කරන්න පුළුවන් නම් මම හිතන්නේ ඒක හුඟක් හොඳයි.
By working with journalists and artists, TI Sri Lanka simplified the way it explained issues of grant corruption, making it more accessible to the public.
We in TISL hope to include all segments of society in the fight against corruption. And through our journalism fellowship, we have been able to train a group of young journalists on their investigative journalism techniques, so they help us on reporting monthly on corruption issues in Sri Lanka.
என்னோட ஃபீல்டு வந்து தமிழ் பத்திரிகைகளுக்கு வந்து இன்வெஸ்டிகேஷன் ஜேர்னலிசம்னு சொல்கிறது புதிய ஒரு விஷயம் ஒன்று. நிறைய தமிழ் பத்திரிகைகள் வந்து இதை ஃபாலோ பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிருக்காங்க. தமிழ் ஊடகங்களோட முன்னேற்றத்துக்கு இது இன்னொரு வகையில் பங்களிப்பு செய்யுது.
TI Sri Lanka also hosted a screenplay competition to raise awareness of the dangers of corruption, backed up with information sessions for all aspiring filmmakers. The winning screenplays will be made into short productions.
මේ කලාමාධ්‍ය තුල වංචාව, දූෂණය, අල්ලස, අක්‍රමිකතාව වැනි මාතෘකාවක් කතා කරන්න ඉතා පහසුවෙන්ම පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන් කියලා මම හිතනවා.
TI also strongly advocates for a comprehensive legislation against dirty money in Sri Lanka.
අපරාධ නිසා රටින් බැහැර වෙන දේපල නැවත ගෙන්වා ගැනීමේ අවශ්‍යතාවය ඉස්මතු කිරීමට TISL මේ පිළිබඳ සතියක් නම් කළා. මෙහිදී ප්‍රථම වතාවට නීතිවේදීන් සහ සිවිල් සමාජ ක්‍රියාකාරීන් සම්බන්ධ කරගෙන මෙම ප්‍රතිපත්තිය පිළිබඳ දීර්ඝ වශයෙන් සාකච්ඡා කිරීමට අපිට හැකි වුණා.
Although Sri Lanka has a victims and witness protection law, it's a complicated piece of legislation which could lead to barriers in accessing protection.
From the victim side, the extent has almost reached a crisis level now. If the general public doesn't get involved now and stand up for the rights of the child, stand up for the rights of victims, there's going to be a massive problem in the future.
TI simplified Sri Lanka's Victims and Witnesses Protection Law into pocket booklets, which were translated into all 3 languages to reach key actors.
This was a conversation starter that allowed us to work with the Victims and Witness Protection Authority in developing mobile clinics and trainings for police officers.
One key thing for the future is focusing on illicit financial flows, particularly in understanding how we can return stolen assets to Sri Lanka and how those assets can be employed to actually assist and benefit our own citizens.
Behind Sri Lanka's beauty, a lot of work remains to be done in the battle against corruption. But monitoring the government's commitments is a major step forward.